Cheers, buddy. What shape do you think the Earth is?
What?
What shape is the Earth?
I cannot tell you. No,
Once an airplane gets up to cruising speed, it's usually going at 560 miles per hour. So let's put all of this into perspective. Supposedly the Earth is spinning eastward, counterclockwise if you're in the northern hemisphere, at 1,000 miles per hour. So if you were to take an airplane from California to Hawaii, you would be technically going against the rotation of the Earth. So you should get there way faster. And if you were to take an airplane from Hawaii back to California, well, you would actually be going with the rotation of the Earth. But since it's spinning at 1,000 miles per hour eastward, and you're heading eastward, it would be going 400 miles per hour faster than you. So you should never actually make it to California. But that's not what happens. Both flights, there and back, take 5 to 6 hours. So how is that possible if the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour? And all of the fighter jets never account for curvature. The plane doesn't account for curvature. You can hold a level up in the plane and it stays level the entire time when it's at cruising speed. It's not repeatedly tipping its nose down in order to account for curvature, and they never account for the Earth's rotation when they land.
This is how you totally ignore reality while this independent of the ground helicopter flies in every other direction, which means it following momentum or being carried along with the atmosphere is once again completely asinine and a total fantasy religion.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if you try to fly a drone in an elevator? What we're going to do is see what happens when I go to the ground floor and the drone is just hovering in the middle of the elevator. And then we'll try it from the ground floor going up also. Okay, so really what's happening is the elevator's moving and it's coming up from the below and it's hitting the bottom of it. So it looks like the drone is moving down. And then when the elevator's moving down, and so it looks like the drone moves up, but actually the drone's the one staying in the same spot.
Taking a break in my tracks, listening to Walk of Life, talking about devotion and dedication. So with that, we're leaving the first book of Bye Bye Globe on a bench, and this city is going to be filled with much more, and every city I come to I will put them on benches tied up and with a little note to take a little break and enjoy the book. Be proactive, have dedication and devotion through your walk of life.
This gentleman is claiming that he's trying to wake up the flat earthers. I would like to explain to y'all the difference between somebody fighting for flat earth and somebody fighting for the globe. The people that fight for the globe are doing so literally for the only reason of wanting to be right. They don't care about anything other than just being right. The people that are fighting for flat earth, we're doing it for a legitimate reason. We're doing it because it's God's word, it's true to his word, and the deception and the satanic stuff going on in NASA is absolutely disgusting. When they say once you go flat, you never go back, there is not a single flat earther that is ever returning to the heliocentric model. Ever. Let me make that very clear. Never, ever going back. No amount of math calculations is ever going to pull us back into that deception that we sat there and learned for 12 years of our lives. It's really ignorant of y'all to sit there and act as though we have never heard of the globe. Like it's just something we don't know how it works. That is so rude, it's not even funny. What else is rude is the fact that you guys laugh, spit in our face without even knowing or understanding our model. We have way too much evidence. I'm talking miles and miles of evidence for NASA and all of their bullshit being a corrupt organization trying to steal our tax dollars to hide God's creation. The globe model is nothing but Satan's creation, his creation. It really upsets me, the people that I cared about so much so that I would have literally taken a bullet for these people, laughed in my face and wanted to sit there and side with the people that actually want them dead, that actually do not care an inkling of a shit about them. So again, let me make it very clear. The only reason that you are doing this is because you want to be right. And the reason that we fight for the flat earth is because it's not only truth, but you don't even realize what they're doing right in front of your face. How much money they are taking right out of you and your children's mouths. All for their fake space programs so they can sit there and like accidentally drown in their space pool. So many people out there sitting there claiming that they love God with all their heart, mind, and soul, and then turn right around and deflect every there's over 200 plus flat earth verses in the Bible, and you literally have to do mental gymnastics to try to get the globe in there. You have to say everything is a metaphor. I cannot wrap my brain around the fact that people, especially the people that believe in God, sit there and say to me that God allowed for the people who don't even believe in him, that do not stand on his word, to sit there and tell us his creation model. Make it make sense. Done rant.
I want y'all to pay close attention to this clip right here, because this is what you're going to get when they go to the moon. You're going to get this quality of image because it's all going to be CGI. And then when they need to do close-ups, they'll have astronauts who are on Earth being filmed, and then they're going to cut to these. So these are going to be the cut scenes. So they're already preparing for this, and they don't have enough data centers yet to run the AI. So that's why they keep building more, and that's why they just blew up the Blue Origin rocket to delay the next launch. So everything is just going to be to delay. They probably won't actually launch to go to the moon for 50 more years. I'm gonna just guess that's gonna be the timeline. They're gonna just keep pushing it back. More delays, more problems. This is already the second delay since Artemis 2 came back. So just buckle up, because this is all a theater act. It's closed Earth. You're not leaving.
Earth is flat, people. Take a look at this photo. The image on top is absolutely ridiculous.
I think I'm falling in love with the Chinese, because when I observed this spacewalk, the Chinese spacewalk, all I saw was a beautiful flat plane. Now, they probably forgot their fisheye lens back on Earth. But what's even weirder is, in the Red Bull space jump, they definitely did not forget their fisheye lens. Because when you actually watch this video and observe it, I slowed it down for you, so I need you to pay very close attention to what happens to the shape of the Earth in this video. It is literally changing shapes. It goes from convex Earth to flat Earth to globe Earth over and over and over again. Now, I don't remember learning in the science books that the Earth is consistently changing shapes and the amount of curvature that it has is changing while you're in free fall. That makes no sense at all. That makes no sense at all. If he was at 100,000 feet and the Earth is curved at 8 inches per mile squared, as he's jumping and falling, it would go from appearing more curved to less curved, right? Right? Because everyone in my videos is always talking about perspective, but you can't explain this one away with perspective. You're not even using that word right. Actually pay attention. The Earth is changing shape over and over because he is using a fisheye lens to hypothetically create artificial curvature. The Earth even appears convex as he is like pretty close to the surface of the Earth. He opens up the parachute and he lands. Use your mind.
Y'all ever wonder how they figure out what caused a rocket to fail so quickly? Like, think about all of the rockets that have exploded on the launch pad or have gone up and exploded, and how quickly they tell us exactly what caused said problem. Think about a house fire. It takes months upon months upon months upon months just to prove what started that house fire. And this is a rocket blowing up into a bazillion pieces. And you're telling me that in a very, very short amount of time, they're gonna tell us exactly what caused said explosion. The only way they could know that, supposedly, is if they were a part of, supposedly, the reason why it happened.
This video is for those who still believe in space, which is a vacuum, a near perfect vacuum, which means there's no atmosphere out there, there's no matter out there. And yet we live in a realm, or in the firmament, where there's an atmosphere, where there's pressure. Why doesn't that pressure fill the void of space? It should. It defies the laws of thermodynamics, which means that you can't have an atmosphere or pressure without a container. You can't. If you turn the lid on your bottle and you open it, any pressure that's in that bottle is going to escape and fill the void. Why doesn't the atmosphere here on our planet fill the empty void of space, being that space is a near perfect vacuum? They tell you that you came from the Big Bang and that we are just a speck of life amongst trillions of other galaxies out there. They tell you we can see that we live on a ball just by looking or observing the horizon and seeing ships go over the horizon. Well, I'm looking at several ships right now with my clear eye. You can't see them until I zoom in, but that ship's out there, right? It looks like it's sitting right on top of the water. This building down here is the Navy base, the Mayport Navy base. It's 6 miles away from where I'm standing right now, and I can see it with my clear eye. This building here is the One Ocean. It's 2 miles away. It looks like it's sitting right on top of the land, just like this building over here, right? There should be 24 foot of that building missing because of the Earth's curvature, but there's not. So again, besides the obvious of how nothing can survive the speeds of which they say that we are traveling right now through this vacuum, they tell you that that Earth is a sphere on axis of 22 degrees and that it's rotating at the equator at 1,000 miles per hour while it orbits the sun at over 66,600 miles per hour, and then being dragged by the sun at over 500,000 miles per hour while the universe expands at over 2.3 billion miles per hour. Those speeds, there's nothing that could survive. Nothing could survive that. How are we in this realm and we don't feel any of that? Nothing. Why isn't the atmosphere filling the empty void of space? You look at this line. North and south, you can see a lot farther than east and west, right? All it takes is a simple camera with a high-powered lens to see and observe these ships go way beyond the horizon. You can pull these ships in way farther than 3 miles. So for example, I can look at a ship that's 10 miles out. It should be 66 feet below the curvature, but it's not. There are people doing these studies every single day all over the globe. You can go to the Salt Flats. You can go to Kansas. Kansas, on record, is as flat as a pancake. It's over 400 miles wide. There should be over 100,000 feet of curvature, but there's not. Go on Google and look it up. It's as flat as a pancake. We are not rotating, we're not spinning, we're not moving, we're not on a tilt. We are living in the firmament, and it's fixed, stationary, and immovable. I hate to break it to you guys. I know you're taught your entire life that space is real, that we evolved from chimpanzees, and that our life is meaningless and could end at any minute, but that's not the case. We are divine, we are created. I'm not religious, but the facts of creation are all around you. All around you. Look at your senses, the ability to see in color. You didn't have to have that to be created. The ability to taste all these beautiful fruits and vegetables. You didn't have to have that taste. You didn't have to have the touch, the feel, the smell. You didn't have to have any of those senses, but they're gifts from our Creator. Just like this beautiful realm, just like nature all around you.
And right now, nature is under attack.
It is indisputable that a fire needs oxygen in order to combust. Like if you cut off its source of oxygen, the fire goes out. So with all of this being said, let's pay attention to what happens when we launch a rocket into outer space. You see the rockets fly up into the air, and then they start curving and following an arched trajectory, avoiding the firmament. But let's just say that there is no firmament, and we live on a potato, and the rockets actually get to outer space. Well, as soon as the rocket reaches the void of outer space, suddenly everything is CGI. It's an animation that some guy with a neckbeard just made in his basement, and then he called this reality. So why is it that we launch rockets into space and we can record them traveling at 25,000 miles per hour, leaving the atmosphere, but once they get into space, everything we see in outer space is an animation? The globe, the sun, all of the stars, all of the planets, satellites, everything we see is an animation. Well, this is why. This is rocket fuel being ignited in the atmosphere of Earth. See how it actually combusts? Because it has an oxidizer, it has oxygen so that the fire can actually combust, because combustion is a chemical reaction. See what happens here? That was in a void. You cannot combust rocket fuel in a void. It needs an oxidizer. But I made this video entirely for entertainment purposes only, and this is very obvious that we actually went to the moon in this little tinfoil thing right here. So, I love you all.
If scientists told you the Earth's core is molten lava, and geologists spent entire careers mapping its exact temperature and movement, and school textbooks across every country show the same color-coded diagram of it, with confident numbers printed right beside it, then why is there still no clear explanation for where the oxygen needed to sustain all that heat actually comes from? Fire needs three things: heat, fuel, and oxygen. Remove any one of those three, and the flame dies immediately. A 10-year-old can prove it with a glass placed over a candle. So the moment you apply that exact same rule, the rule they actually taught you, to the Earth's core, something quietly stops making sense. Don't scroll. Because the further into this we go, the harder the official version becomes to just accept without question. Here is what makes that more uncomfortable. The geophysicists who built these models openly state in academic papers that assumptions are embedded in the calculations. Gaps in the data exist. The model is still being refined. That information is documented, just never in your school curriculum. So you received the polished, simplified, confident version of something still actively debated at the top levels of Earth science. And the basic fire triangle question, the one any curious child should have asked on day one, never got a clean, straight answer, because the model does not have one ready. If this just cracked open a question that school never gave you, follow that feeling. Drop it in the comments. Tell me the one thing that hit hardest. And if you want more videos that go exactly where the textbooks quietly stop, follow this page right now. The next one is already up, and it goes somewhere even further.
Yeah. It's dedicated to the truth seekers, the ones living below the firmament knowing the deal. It's all good, baby, baby. Check. Yeah. It was all a dream, I used to read NASA tales, Apollo and Artemis, Hollywood veils. Posters on my wall every Saturday night, watching them stage the moon landing in plain sight. I let my tape rock till my tape popped, smoking herb in the basement, watching CGI flop. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack, singing through the fraud like a laundry rack. Biggie!
Biggie, 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 can't you see? This Artemis mission trickery. They cast in a spell from a hollow throne. All the masses just follow the tone.
Yeah, NASA's a cartel, Artemis is the hype, selling CGI dreams at $1 trillion price. No boots on the soil, just spikers in the room. Another Hollywood reboot, a high budget tune.
They're guarding the dome while they pickpocket the core. NASA's just a theater and we're kicking down the door.
Nixon had a landline straight to the moon, but all the misbuffering, man, it's all a cartoon. The cool mocking openly, farcical and free, sex, magic, and parsons seeking out the glee. Luciferian doctrine spells casting a hex. Mach 39 entry, check the numbers next. 6 million on the pad, witch doctor math. I see through the blimps in the inflatable path.
Check the wires, wake up.
Check the flicker.
Wake up.
The screen is a cage and the tension is thicker. The tethered to the rafters, puppets on a string. Zero G theater of a Hollywood wing.
The horizon is flat, the water is level. It's a vault, it's a dome, and we're fighting that devil. Wake up, wake up, hey, wake up.
NASA's a cartel, Artemis is the heist. Selling CGI dreams at $1 trillion price. No boots on the soil, just fires in the room. Another Hollywood reboot, a high budget tomb.
They're guarding the dome while they pickpocket the car. NASA's just a theater and we're kicking down the door.
Yeah, check the trajectory, what's with the imagery? Every rocket launch looking like male anatomy. Giant wieners in the sky, reaching for the blue. Austin Powers told us back in '97 it's true. Blue, orange, and virgin, they all look the same. Just a bunch of rich boys play a tip with the frame. Curvy flight paths talking like a,
oh, you know.
they ain't going straight up, they just putting on a show. NASA's a cartel, Artemis is the heist. Sell a CGI dream, got $1 trillion price. New boots on the soil, just wires in the room. Another Hollywood reboot, a high budget tomb.
They're guarding the dome while they pickpocket the car. NASA's just a theater and we're kicking down the door.
Yeah, NASA MAFIA. We see you, buyers and deceivers. Central casting actors and shills. Stan Kubrick on the track, directing the hits. Hey, go, we out.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Idialenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.